Hey, how's it going?
Hi. First of all, I want to say I'm pretty nervous right now. So,
Oh, don't worry about
uh,
it. It's just be a casual interview.
I have some questions for Island Paradise. I have a couple of questions from both Facebook fans and Twitter.
Yeah, and just so you know, they're keeping me to a pretty hard 15-minute limit, so just keep it in mind when
Yeah,
you're asking them.
yeah. Tell me when the time is out.
Okay,
So, because I have a bunch of questions.
sure, let's hit them.
Yeah. Okay. The first one is: will there be different plot sizes for the houseboats?
Yeah, the houseboats actually come with, believe it is six different sizes. So there's four of them that are kind of those barge style houseboats. You've got one of them that's kind of a nice narrow style barge, and the rest are more rectangular. And then there's two of the curved houseboat hulls, which are really nice, and we got a lot of feedback on those from fans that were, happy that we added those. So you'll get a lot of variety with them.
Okay, great. Um, can mermaids only stay in the water, or will they be able to go on land?
Mermaids can go in both places, actually. Of course, they love the water. That's kind of their natural place to be, and they're better at everything in the water. But they can come up on land, and when they do so, you'll see these scales on their legs, and that's how you know that they're a mermaid. It's kind of their distinguishing characteristic when they're on land.
Great. Are there any new build and buy options?
There's a lot of new build and buy stuff. So, of course, you already mentioned the houseboats, and that's gonna, offer a lot of fun things for builders to kind of dig into because, they are a normal home, but they can go everywhere and just route and explore the world, which is really cool. And then one of the really nice kind of new convenient things that we're offering is the ladder. And that's going to come with everybody to for the game update that's coming out. So you'll get one ladder, and then there'll be additional ones in Island Paradise. So those are really nice because they take up a very small amount of room, but let you get between the floors easily. Then there's going to be a new spiral staircase in there. There's the all-in-one bathroom, which is neat. We're giving away the stilted foundations, so those are really cool because they let you build out over the water, and we've got different types of them as well. So you've got wooden docks, or you can make a concrete pillar, or even steel beams. There's a ton of new blueprints in this pack, so not only for resorts, but ones that you can enjoy at home as well. There's a lot of pool blueprints in there, which a lot of people seemed happy about. There's a ton in there for, like, if you love
Yeah.
build and buy, like, this is going to be a great expansion pack for you. Like, I'm just skimming the surface on the stuff that I mentioned there.
um, so, uh, can we have houseboats in any other world, like in Sunny Tides and Bridgeport?
Yeah, definitely. So houseboats can be in any world you want them to be in. Actually, you can even have them in the travel world. So if you're playing World Adventures or say University Life, you can build a houseboat in those worlds as well.
Okay.
They're extremely flexible in where they can go.
Yeah. Will there be a new lifetime reward?
Yeah, there's a
Reward.
bunch of new lifetime rewards. One that I've
Yeah.
been mentioning quite a bit to people is the mermatic kelp, which is actually this magical kelp where you can take a sim and transform them into a mermaid. So that's kind of one of the easier ways to get a mermaid if you want one. There's a really fun one called Friend of the Kraken. So if you're out on a boat, not only will the Kraken not attack you, but you'll actually get an interaction on other boats that allows you to summon the Kraken. So you can have the Kraken actually go and attack other people, which is cool. And then there's
Okay.
just some nice helpful ones. There's ones that let you stay underwater and dive longer because you have stronger lungs. Ones that help you from getting seasick. So there's going to be a good variety of lifetime rewards in there.
Great. Can we build scuba diving lots?
So you can't build new scuba diving lots. Essentially, what you'll be able to do is you can edit the ones that are already in Isla Paradiso. So if you went into Edit Town, you'll actually have to enter a cheat to unlock them, just because they are a little more complex. But once you get in there and start editing, you could clear one out and build it, from the ground up to be exactly what you wanted it to be.
Great. How do we find hidden islands?
So the Uncharted Islands actually have a number of different ways to unlock them or discover them, which is actually the really nice thing about them. And so when you're first starting in the expansion, probably the first one that everybody's going to find is they'll get in a boat and they'll start exploring the ocean. And as they get near one of these islands, you'll see the fog lift and it actually becomes your island. But as you get further along, you're going to see more complex and more challenging ways of getting the island. So one of them, for example, you have to befriend a mermaid. And as you become better friends with them, they'll start to trust you. And then they may eventually lead you to one of the Uncharted Islands. Or you could go scuba diving, like swim through one of these caves underwater, and your sim will actually surface up on the ocean, right next to an Uncharted Island. So lots of ways to find them. Each one has its own unique way.
Okay. Often in resorts, they are usually restaurants. Can we build restaurants in Island Paradise?
There aren't, full featured restaurants on the resorts. What the resorts do have are some new kind of objects for, people who want to get food or eat at the resort. So we've got the buffet tables, which work, totally different than the ones that are already in game. They're kind of meant for the resorts where you get lots of different food choices on them. And then your maintenance staff will come around and, kind of keep refreshing the food on there, making sure nothing spoils, depending on the food quality that you set it to. But another really nice thing about the buffet tables that we haven't really talked about yet is they fill your hunger motive a little bit less. So Sims will actually grab a plate, eat, and then they'll want to go back to the buffet a few times and get more food, the way a buffet really works. And it's actually really cool because Sims will want to sit with their friends more often now too. So if you're there with friends or family, they will try and sit at tables together and eat meals together with each other, which is really nice. But also on the resorts, we have stuff like the new food stand, and that comes with a lot of kind of new tropical food and drinks that you can get from it, and the pool bar as well. So we've got special new types of drinks, in a hollowed out coconut shell or a pineapple. So there's lots of new food on the resorts, just not a specific restaurant.
Okay. Will there be any new jobs or professions in Island Paradise?
Yeah, so there's two things essentially. If you have the Sims 3 ambitions and you go scuba diving, you can turn that into a career, and you'll get opportunities from places like, the diner who wants you to go get some seafood underwater for them, or the science facility who wants you to gather some samples underwater. But the big new profession for Island Paradise is the lifeguard. And that's going to be like the professions in Sims 3 Ambitions, where you actually take control of the sim while they're working and get to do things. So as a lifeguard, you'll be on the beach kind of scanning for sims that are in trouble out on the water. And if you see somebody, you can go out and save them. You can throw them a flotation device. You can give them CPR. And there's a lot of fun scenarios that come out of that. But my absolute favorite thing with it is once you get higher in the lifeguard career, you unlock this like slow motion heroic run. So you get to see the sim just running down the beach to rescue people, and everybody else turns to look because it's the thing. I love it. It's the funniest thing.
So can we build up a 5-star resort from ground up, or do we have to earn up to 5 stars?
Yeah, the resorts go from 0 to 5 stars, and you can build a resort completely from scratch if you want to. So kind of with that new private lot functionality that everybody's going to get, if you see some place in the world that's just an empty lot and you say, I want to build my resort there, you can go and purchase that property and convert it into a resort. And when you do, you'll get the front desk, which is essential to running a resort. And from there, you'll just have to build it. And as you do, you'll progress, from 0 to 5 stars. So you can totally build one that's entirely unique to you.
Great. So will there be any new traits?
Yeah, there's 2 new traits. So there's loves to swim, which helps a lot when you're out in the ocean or when you're scuba diving. You can stay down there a little bit longer. You'll be much better at fending off any sharks that approach you. And then there's also the sailor trait. So Sims who have that one are much happier, when they're out on a boat. They won't get seasick while they're out there. And it's kind of funny if two Sims woohoo on a houseboat, the baby that gets born has a natural chance to get that sailor trait.
So you talked a little about the woohoo. Is there any new woohoo places in?
Yeah, there are. So one of the ones that we talked about first was woohooing in the all-in-one bathroom, which is a great new object because it's only 1 by 1 in size, so it's really small, but it has everything you need from a bathroom. So you can use the bathroom, you can go shower in there, you can put yourself out if you're on fire, and of course you can woohoo in it, which is fun. And then we actually have the underwater cave. So if you're scuba diving, you can swim into that for a little romance. Or if you're staying on the resort, you can actually woohoo in the resort tower. So 3 new places for it.
Great. So how many hidden islands is in Isla Paradiso?
I believe there's 8 total. And kind of like I mentioned, each one has a different way of unlocking it. So they're all unique.
Okay. About the food, are there any new food coming with the expansion pack?
There aren't new recipes, but kind of like what we were talking about on the resorts. On some of those, like the food stand, for example, that has a lot of new food in it that you can order, and your Sims will enjoy that.
Yeah. About the resorts again, how many Sims can work at the resorts? Like how many staff members you can have?
So a lot of that is kind of up to you and who you decide to hire. So, you need to have somebody running the front desk, somebody running the pool bar. You need maintenance staff to go around and keep the resort clean and make sure everything's working. So as you hire more and more of these people, they'll run the resort for you, but they'll cost more money. So what you can do alternatively is you can actually have your own Sim family run the resort if you want to. So as long as there's somebody staffing those different objects that guests expect to have run, you'll be able to make money on the resort. It just depends if you want to do it yourself or if you want to hire other people and bring them in to do it.
Yeah.
All right, got time for one last question.
Okay, one last question. Can you have babies with mermaids?
Yeah, totally. So, if you woohoo with a mermaid, there is a chance that you have a baby born who also grows up to be a mermaid.
Oh, great. That was every single question.
Okay, great. Well, we did get through it then. I've got a few quick things for you. So, I'm sure you may already be familiar with the Island Paradise Survival Pack, that the exclusive content that you get if you pre-order the limited edition. So after the interview, watch your email box. We're going to send a few exclusive assets from that, and I think there's a picture of the mermaid in there as well. And that'll be exclusive for you, or for people who did an interview today until Monday. So watch for that. And then, you've probably seen on Origin as well, if you pre-order on there, you get that Carnival costume pack, which is actually pretty cool. I don't know if you've seen the screenshots from it yet, but our cast artists tell me it's actually some of the most detailed pieces of clothing that they've ever made. So they're really neat to check out. So yeah, take a look at both those things. Let people know.
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
Thank you for your time.
Yeah, and we'll see you next on June 18th for that next live broadcast.